Good afternoon, Paranerds. I hope your day is going absolutely splendidly, and I welcome you back to the 31 Days of Halloween. Yes, we are continuing the 31 Days of Halloween, and we're almost halfway there. This month is flying by, but we have so many more great movies to talk about. And today, we're talking about a gooey masterpiece, because today we are talking about
If it had a mind, you could reason with it. If it had a body, you could shoot it. If it had a heart, you could kill it. Now, man is no longer the supreme being on this planet.
The organism is growing at a geometric rate. By all accounts, it's at least 1,000 times its original mass.
Nobody believes me about what happened tonight.
What did happen?
You were there, you saw.
Plasmic life form that hunts its prey. Predator.
I want that organism alive.
I think you ticked it off.
The Blob. Terror has no shape.
The Blob, 1988 remake of the original The Blob starring Steve McQueen. The remake is about Meg Penny is on her first date with Paul Taylor. Before they get where they're going, of course, an old vagrant runs out in front of Paul's car, screaming in terror. The old man is closely followed by Brian Flagg, the local teen rebel. Paul blames Brian for chasing the old man, but after the threesome takes him to the doctor's office, it becomes clear that something horrible is going on. The Blob has arrived, and it will devour everything it can. Now it's up to Brian and Meg to save the world. Such a fantastic, fun movie. The original is a masterpiece in itself. There's a reason why I love this one so much, and we will get into that later on in the film. But I want to tell you a little bit about behind the scenes. There are some spoilers here, mild spoilers, maybe, could be major spoilers, depending on what your definition of a spoiler is. Michael Kentworthy fondly recalls on-screen sister Shawnee Smith as his first major crush in real life. According to him, she and I hit it off pretty well. Whenever she went to hug me, I'd give her the hug plus a kiss, and that always made her blush. So, Shawnee Smith plays Meg Penny. She's got a little brother in the film, played by Michael Kenworthy, and their on-screen presence and chemistry is so well, and it's so great, and she does everything she can to make sure her brother survives. Does he? Watch the film to find out. There's a bit involving the teen who bought condoms at the pharmacy, only to discover the girl's father was the pharmacist, was based on real-life events from director Chuck Russell's high school years, and it's such a great bit. It's such a funny little, just a little throwaway gag, but it's hilarious. It's so quick, but it makes you laugh. This film was released 30 years after the original version of The Blob in 1958, and had an estimated budget that was 80 times the original. Now, it was the 50s. They did what they can, but it's still a great film. And this one is it's a very well done homage to the original, and it doesn't surpass the original, but it's probably neck and neck. Like I said, for me, it's a little bit above, and we'll get into why a little bit later. Frank Russell Chuck Russell and Frank Darabont, switching the names there. They didn't have a lot of rules for the Blob, but they agreed the general concept of the creature was it being an inside-out stomach, meaning the acid is burning, melting, and devouring almost everything it touches. Yes, Frank Darabont, who went on to direct amazing films such as Shawshank Redemption, The Mist, and so many more, wrote the screenplay and script for this film. And you can definitely tell it's a Frank Darabont script. There's so many little Stephen King homages, and we'll get into some of those in a little bit, but it's done so well. The effects for the overhead shot in the phone booth where the Blob explodes against Fran was accomplished using a 3-foot phone booth model, an articulated doll of Clark, and mortars blasting her. And it's such a great effect in the film. Like, there are so many good kills in this movie, and this one was one of the best. Jonathan Leach Jr., who plays Paul Taylor, had to have a full body cast made of himself for one of the more complicated scenes where Paul is underneath the Blob. There were about 50 people running the unstrung Paul. However, Chuck Russell did not tell Shawnee Smith it was really Jonathan Leach Jr. underneath the Blob for the first part of the scene. She thought it was just going to be a random crew member, or even just like a dummy or something. But Chuck Russell wanted a legitimate response out of Shawnee Smith. And you'll see it. It's in the film. That take is in the film. And she looks horrified by what she sees. And Shawnee Russell. Why am I getting... I just woke up. Excuse me. Shawnee Smith and Chuck Russell. Great job on that one. Fantastic scene in the film. The film, co-written by Frank Darabont, told you we get into this, was adapted a number of Stephen King work for the screen. Contains several references to Stephen King's novel The Stand. And the novel, A Viral Superflu, is engineered by the U.S. government in a biological weapon lab that is accidentally unleashed, resulting in a worldwide pandemic. And the film, The Blob, that's a whole... that'd be a weird movie. The Blob is attacking. Blah. The Blob is likewise the result of experiments in biological warfare accidentally unleashed by the government. Additionally, through the government agents know the Blob's true nature. They tell the citizens of Arborville they are dealing with a highly contagious disease. So the government knows what's going on. The Blob, the government knows what's going on. King's work influences this version of the Blob. Kevin Dillon plays Brian Flagg. The demonic Randall Flagg appeared in several of King's novels, making his first appearance in The Stand. So, Darabont named Brian Flagg after the demonic Randall Flagg. The Blob's first victim, the homeless men? Oh, there's only one man, so they can't be men. The homeless man is credited as Can Man, a reference to the Stand character Trash Can Man. Trash Can Man was Randall Flagg's most devoted follower. In this film, Can Man nearly shares all scenes with Brian Flagg. So again, Frank Darabont made sure another Stephen King reference. Awesome. While Paul is meant as the Steve McQueen misdirect and Brian is offered as bad boy alternative, Shawnee is ultimately the Steve McQueen character in this one, states Chuck Russell. So we flipped the script. Where in the 50s we had the male hero had to stop the blob, da 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 da. We've got a female heroine, final girl of all final girls, and a badass final girl at that. Shawnee Smith is an incredible actress. So why do I like this one better than the original? Well, of course, it's gory, incredible kills, gooey fun. This is a staple in my Halloween horror films. And why I say that is because every Halloween, this is a must watch for me. I have about 4, now 5, because I rediscovered the Beyond. So you've got the Beyond, the Blob, Chud, the Stuff, Halloween 3. There are 2 more, but I can't mention them because those are day 31 and 30. I'm sorry, that's days 30 and 31, and I don't want to spoil them yet. So get ready, those 2 are coming. But these 5 have so much love for those movies, and they are now a staple of my Halloween horror kits. Must watch them during October. Must. Absolutely must watch. Chuck Russell, he directs a talented cast, noteworthy effects, and all-around fun film. This is a definite must-see for gore hounds and monster lovers, because not only is it just a massive jiggly blob, it grows tentacles and starts grabbing people and shoving it into its gullet. And I mean gullet, I mean just into itself, so it can dissolve and absorb them. And every time it absorbs something, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, will it take over? I give this film 4 cups of Jello out of 5. Be weary, for you never know when the blob will strike. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have been incredible. I've been getting some great comments on the films, a lot of likes. Please keep that up. You have no idea how much that means to me. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, we live in a weird world, so go out and experience it. Have a splendid day, and I'll see you in the next one.